After that, I came up with this idea for how to make a blockchain that is more general purpose, and the ideas from that quickly turned into this a new platform called Ethereum, which is what I've been working on ever since.
Excellent stuff. Alrighty. And as a quick reminder as well, we've kind of come a long way in the last year. 2018 has been an interesting year. So what have you seen have been, if you were to look back over the last 12 months, what do you think have been the key insights? We've obviously gone into price correction, and I do recall you putting out tweets when we were at sort of the peak, sort of saying, we've created $1 billion in valuation and billions here, and even $500 billion at one point. Have we really delivered anything? Do you think that's a natural force, and where do you think we're at in the markets?
And I think speculative bubbles and even outside of financial context, kind of hype exceeding reality is something that's just inevitable as a matter of kind of both human mass psychology and just kind of micro incentives in terms of wanting to talk about the things that people get excited about, because that's just how you have good conversations and things like that multiplied by millions of people.
Yeah.
So it's difficult to avoid having ups, and then when people realize that their ups haven't been satisfied, it's difficult to avoid the downs.
Yeah.
The nice thing about the year, I think, is that the downs are, on the one hand, definitely a time of despair for some people, but at the same time, it's also a good time for the community to have a chance to kind of clean up, for a lot of real work to get done, for technology to kind of keep on quietly progressing, for people who kind of are there for the long term and understand what the space is really about, to see that the technology is continuing to progress. And I think we have seen a lot of progress on the kind of base layer technical front, and I mean, you can talk more at some point about Casper and sharding and Plasma and all of those things. There's been progress on applications, and that includes both kind of the more purist sort of fully decentralized kind of consumer applications, also includes some of the enterprise stuff. There's been a lot of progress in just the ecosystem and infrastructure evolving. So I think, in general, there's quite a bit of good news beneath the surface.
That's great to hear. So, let's dive into some of that stuff, because Ethereum, as delivered, was, as we know, a proof of work chain, and that got it to where it needs to be. But there is, of course, the big question about the Casper kind of initiative and project, where you always shift it, and I think it was always a stated goal to get it to proof of stake, but there was always the questions and threats about whether or not you could do that at scale, and would that maintain. So talk to me, again, for the layperson, what is that shift realistically? And then let's drill into some of the specifics about where we're at.
Sure. So I guess just as an introduction, proof of stake